keen.
Cafe Dostoevsky, and well, this week we have a new name here. Proto last week stepped in to help Cthulhu. This time he's taken care of the observing, so Cthulhu has less to worry about. Going into
Cthulhu
this
just doesn't have enough brain cells.
Yeah, look, it is just one of those weeks with Radical Rebels starting off on the defense, Viking Army kicking things off in the attack. Do you reckon that could be a determining factor in how the map plays out?
Look, I think that it is going to definitely, for Radical Rebels, this could help them get some early advantage. It's the fact that they would still need to, perform quite well on the attack is still there, but getting some early, jitters sorted out on a bit more of a quote-unquote more passive position, or rather passive side, should allow them to, get past all the issues. So by far, yeah, this is kind of one of the better case scenarios for them.
Well, as we get in onto the bands, Thatcher and Jackal taken off the board immediately. Understandable on this map, although, I mean, we have seen teams somewhat deviate away from the Thatcher, focusing more on, that guaranteed breach utility.
Yeah, I was more so actually leaning towards the Jackal one, because Thatcher, he's still in the current meta, is incredibly powerful. He can, help with the hard breaches quite a whole lot, help with the pushes, disable some of those traps that could be brought on board. With Jackal, he's more so just, it's a comfort ban. You don't want to deal with him, you don't want to deal with those pings. Now this one, the smoke one, this is a huge... Because you pretty much now relying on somebody like Echo to do all the last moment plant preventions.
Gone a little bit upset about that after the ban. Look, I can understand. Oh no, yeah. Al. Oh no, what have we got here? Did you hear what happened to the wooden car? It would on.
Well, it was nice seeing Radical Rebels. Well, not Radical Rebels, pardon me, VA. Nice seeing them in a competition.
I'm just gonna say, leave it to Cortari. She has the dad jokes in the bag. That one, not quite on the mark, unfortunately. No, look, it wasn't bad. It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Defenders, protect your bombs.
Ayo from LA. Yeah, look. Regardless of the memes and of some of the more mediocre dad jokes that we do receive here, Radical Rebels kicking things off on the attack. On the attack. What is happening? On the defense and on the top part of the bar against the attacking Viking army, looking to do quite a solid job at just slowing things down, because you look at the picks of Zero for Clash, we do have the Frost Mats as well, so any kind of aggressive jump in could be extremely painful for the attack, and Zero would be probably one of the key operators and players here for RDC to get any kind of traction on board.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking to the coordination. It's B for Valkyrie. All right, okay. I'm looking to the coordination of M and Az. Obviously, the IQ scanner gives that information through. Then the laser drone now should be able to be used to clear out a lot of this utility. I mean, they've got the setup for a pixel hold. They do have the shield. They have the Wemai and the Jaeger combo, plus a Clash going to be roaming around. And it looks like even Zero is going to look to get aggressive on this top red stairs position below the hatch. Honestly, they need to clear that utility out. They need to be able to contest from behind. And this shock drone, the more it can clear out, the better. This gets very, very dangerous for Zero.
Yeah, Zero, especially being quite up close and personal with some of those positions, could be in a whole lot of trouble and could get overpowered very quickly. But with the fact that there is some presence up on the red stairs as well, this could be able to negate, at least slow down maybe even the push. But, well, I say that Mystique gets fragged out quite quickly by a weird one.
Looking for more, they do drop themselves in. Mystique off the board, it's not the worst. I mean, the Clash is definitely still going to be a tool here. The longer you can keep Zero alive, the better. But as not having a bar of it, looks to get aggressive with that F2. Now it takes control of Cigar Shop, and from here they can mount a very convincing attack.
A huge misplay there from Radical Rebels. Kovais wasn't there to cover the position of the Clash, and really was, Zero was left to her own utility. But at the moment, 3v5 was so much time still there in the hands of Viking Army, looking to pretty much dominate this round through and through.
They look to push on, take control of that white corridor. We contest Cocktail, but it's Corvice with the MP5 to shut down Weird. Unfortunately, while that's going on, Ash drops to Az, who finds himself a second with that F2 going pretty big. Allura looking to hold down Cocktail with it. 9 mil, it's not the greatest gun and not a huge amount of health to be played on, and M's going to tag her through the wall. Even with a headshot, the health difference isn't going to matter. Looking for more. Corvice bags his second. Unfortunately, it can't be a third as Az is on the hunt and finds the closer.
There we go. Viking Army doing a solid job there and cleaning things out quite well, realizing that each one of those initial operators of the defense pretty much were separated with no support whatsoever. Took them all in 1v1 fashion and quite easily took control of the site. I mean, Az's push in tandem with Weird One certainly shown some great promise.
That's my teammate dropping Skylight. Indeed it is. Honestly, it was a pretty convincing attack there from Viking Army. They identified the initial problem, which was going to be Zero. They were able to find the kill onto Mystique as well. So they drop down, they clear it out, and then from there, they just march on through the site. In fact, the way they pinched on, they had players contesting into bar itself, players pushing along towards the top white stairs position. So the way they approached it, there was very little that Radical Rebels could do.
In saying that, Radical Rebels will try the site once again, but this time it's a much more of a open kind of situation, open area scenario, where they have now a much longer angle from that pixel position into the bar, which should allow some nice crossfire in case the piano won't be cleared out like it was previously, which in return, well, should allow Radical Rebels to at the very least slow things down the push, slow down any kind of aggression, and kind of stall out that play that Viking Army so far were able to instill on this whole position. Because apart from that, Viking Army, really all they did was funnel themselves for the single position. Yes, there was a drop down through Skylight, but really ultimately, by that time, the damage has been already dealt to RDC, and at this point just go crazy and frag out. So at this point, if Viking Army can once again take very firm, very early control of Red Stairs, then Cigar Shop, then Piano, that's it. GG, easy win.
That's exactly it. Well, Viking Army not going to waste any more time getting onto the roof once again. Gone! Takes out Allura, so the mute off the board. That's a Nitro Cell as well, taken out of the mix, and Az is just going to drive through with her drone and look to clear this utility out, and she's going to have a pretty free time of it as well. Deals with, I believe it was probably an ADS behind that pixel shield, and Zero now not nearly as secure as she was moments ago.
Now looking to try to play for the element of surprise, but with the DP-27 she will need to land all of her shots. The element of surprise is pretty much now gone with the Shumikha launcher now popping off, but that utility could actually work out quite well in a similar fashion how Smoker would be, but again it's kind of a bit of a coin toss there in looking to try to do anything, but that long angle pretty much solves it all.
Well, Gone is back at it again. The Fragmite coming heavily into play. Somehow makes her way into the site. It's looking to get a bit cheeky with some of these positions. Wants a better site position in the site to plant. It will be right behind the bar as well. Looking for the Nitro deny. Unfortunately, Aussie Ash isn't able to hit it, but Mystique crawling on up. Denies the plant in the end. Looking for a second. Can't bag it. And it's M to close out Aussie Ash, which would have been that vertical threat contesting it. Mystique finds one. Corvice there as well to bag the down. Ooh. And all of a sudden, we're back in a 2 versus 2 with just over a minute to play, and Weird One still on the floor.
With Weird One down, it's all down to M. She does have full HP, so technically taking the gunfights against Corvice and Mystique could be good, but the res is there. Back to a 2v2. Minute to go, so plenty of time to really go around, and there we go. Crisp, clean headshot. Or rather, body shot.
I mean, look, it's a kill nonetheless. Corvice now below half, tucked in on Cocktail, looking for the angle. Weird One has an inkling. I mean, of course, you'd have an idea, this could be big. The lifeline through, and the concussions will hit, so they have that confirmation, looking for spray through the wall. M has the diffuser as well. So they could tuck in at the other end of bar, look to go for that plant, but Corvice looking to get aggressive, walk straight into the waiting arms of Weird One. Viking Army, 2 in a row.
Nice, clean play, solid coordination and recovery. Viking Army, despite the huge hiccup that happened upon them during that attempt to clear out the Cocktail Lounge and Freezer, still managed to recover really well and done their job perfectly. So 2-0 so far advantage. Seeing some good possibilities here, and for Radical Rebels, it still feels like they all, yes, they are a team, but they all playing for solo. And that's probably the most alarming thing here for RDC.
Yeah, it definitely has to be concerning. And you see the change up of operators once again. This time, you got to understand it hasn't worked so far. Third floor is not something that you want to force the third round in a row. So they do go into kitchen. They do bring out the Mozzie as well. So I would expect some sort of vertical extension, given that there is that ability to deny info. But without a mute, it's not nearly as effective.
Attackers have discovered the location of
Yeah,
the bomb.
usually it's the mute and Mozzie combo that kicks in to help if you want to double down on just denying as much of that information from the attackers as possible. But seeing in this kind of scenario, it looks like it's just going to be an attempt to, I would imagine, maybe just close off some of the positions and not get droned out as quickly, and essentially borderline attempting to maybe play for kind of a last moment droning. Heck knows, but yeah. Could be curious. Maybe I'm trying to read in too much into that Mozzie peg, because apart from that, the rest of the roster is still looking pretty strong. I mean, you have the Cade to deny some of the hatches, you have the Chunker who could deny the push, but again, all of this can work, and all of this is a potent lineup. But if the teams are not playing coordinated fashion, this could be an issue, in the same fashion how Kovac just nearly got taken out.
I think maybe it was trying to read into Az on her Twitch, which has been, unbelievably effective in those opening 2 rounds. Unfortunately for them, Az is now playing Ashe and rocking the 90 FOV. Looks like still, Az is just vibing right now around the Rita hatch. But Viking Army, they're going to take their time, look for that top-down clear once again. So it seems that maybe this pick of the Mozzie, it's still going to be pretty effective. That information has been absolutely key for the Viking Army. But I think they were reading too much into this Twitch pick.
Yeah. With them already pushing in, it's quite amusing to see IQ rather being kind of the spearhead of the push, but regardless of that, three-speed operator with quite a solid gun, wouldn't put it past it. That's kind of the idea here. Already a collapse through the white stairs, though, is upon us.
They're going to get a bit aggressive if they can. El's drone is going to spot Aussie Ashe downstairs, and M is on the hunt, looking to capitalize on the information they were given. The weird one might even just push on
They
through,
don't know.
not quite respecting the fact that Mystique was roaming around as well. So they do find themselves the opener here, do Radical Rebels, but it's transitioning this into a round when they need to do.
That is a huge misplay, because that could have been droned out quite easily, and with Aussie Ashe bagging her second frag already, the second frag for the team, it is not looking too pretty, given that we just possibly about to transcend into a 3v4 realm.
Mystique's down, so if they can find that info and condition themselves... transition. Again, it's the word. It's just too hot here in New Zealand. If they transition that into a frag, they take down Mystique, and Zero absolutely caught unawares with the Shumika launcher in hand, so M takes that frag. It is now effectively a 3 vs 3 with no hope of redeeming Mystique in this round.
Not at all, and this is a much better situation for Viking Army. No, Mystique does get picked back up once again, but again, now it leaves the second floor still undroned, still unchecked. That collapse from above could really put a spanner in the works here, and right now it's the last kind of moment attempt to clear it all out. Mystique finds one, 4v2, 26 seconds. What more can there be done?
After going down as well, they're going to have to force on through here, Viking Army. They don't have a lot of time to work with, and they're going to have to rely on their gunfights. Gone, and M could do it, and M is going to bag her fifth. Unfortunately, Corvice there ready and waiting for the fragmite. M looks to get aggressive, does get the trade immediately. Through the rotate, finds a fourth as well. It's going to have to be an ace clutch to bag it. No! Caught on the rotate. Mystique, from being downed earlier in the round, is able to clutch up.
What an unfortunate situation for M, but well done for Mystique, and keeping up that pressure throughout the whole round on the second floor. Pretty much did the right job there for Radical Rebels to claim their first win here in the matchup. So round 4, going into now Reading Room and Fireplace, we finally do see that mid position in the building site. Honestly, it could be huge, and that Mute and Mozzie combo finally coming out, now meaning that there's even less possibilities for Viking Army to claim their dubs.
Zero picks up the pulse this time around. Oh no. Az is heading straight back there, looking to get underway again. Last week she was bullying people on the blitz. This time, it's probably going to be the same.
defenders. Protect
Look,
your bombs
I
from being
rate
used by
the
attackers.
Blitz plays, given the fact that in the current meta, in the current way how shields just generally interact with some of the gunfights, there are quite a fair few instances where you can shoot through the shield somehow magically, or, you know, the usual stuff with the shields, apparently. And to people who can master and who can play a very dynamic shield play, like on Blitz, like we've seen even back in OCL Stage 2 with Kraken and Hunter being just that catalyst, it is a huge boon to any of the teams that can perform that. So if Az can pull off some huge plays and swing the momentum in the favor of Viking Army, all the more chances for her.
Well, we'll have to see if she can pull it off. Last week on Chalet, she was doing some terrifying stuff and getting away with far more than she realistically should have. So here in Cafe, can she do the same? Look, they're into the round. They're looking to get themselves up again. I wouldn't be surprised if we just see that full send up onto the roof, or as maybe just going full send through small bay.
Yeah. Well, full send it is indeed. Az is going to try to maybe find a few frags on her way there, but it could be... No, never mind, not a top-down clear, but the first pressure point is going to be Train.
Oh, there's a player tucked into the corner. Az somehow is going to be able to take it. Zero is going to be absolutely kicking herself right now. Az had no right to walk away with the victory there. They're in, they're on site, and she's looking to keep clearing things out. Pistol out, looking for a second. Can she find it? No, Corvice from long range does shut it down. But the fact that M is now in the site and Ellie's found Mystique, this round is quickly spiraling out of control for the Radical Rebels.
With Gon already starting to go in for the plan, this is now going to turn the timer against the defense, which means the retake of the site with only just a minute elapsed.
Weird One finds Allura with the plant down in the first minute of play. Ellie swings, Corvice dies, and it's down to Aussie Ash. You look at the trade back with that Commando 9 from above playing upstairs on the 3rd floor, and 32 seconds left in which to try and clutch it out. She's going to have to pull something pretty stunning out of the bag, if I'm being perfectly honest. You look at the angles that are being held.
Oh, no.
Oh, our M. That is dirty.
Yeah.
That is not on. If she gets the kill here. Yeah, no. Okay, going for the one tap. Unfortunately misses it. Pulls out the Commando. Nitro Cell tossed. Is it going to be enough? Yes, it is. M hangs around for far too long. But with 10 seconds now remaining in play, Cthulhu, it's all but done.
Yeah, maybe a few chances to farm up a few more frags. Could have been there, but not even that is going to be allowed.
Oh, no.
Pardon me, through the wall. GG's, well done. Go on walkabout is just, yeah, hot. Very hot. But, look, Viking Army, they read into, well, partially read into this, partially get quite lucky with some of those picks, because I would imagine that, given the fact that it was quite a very thorough, very quick rush, partially, it came down to luck that RDC just didn't realize quickly enough that there was going to be a rush. Partially, maybe it's just, yeah, Viking Army just knew exactly what to do and just sent it. So, overall, well done by them.
Well, it is a round on the board, so it's not going to be a 4-0 for the Viking Army, but... sorry, no, the other way around. It is going to be a 3rd round on the board for Viking Army after what was a bit of a dumpster, let's be honest. The fact that Az was able to get in as aggressively as she did without being contested, and even the one player that did contest, IQ was shooting, not IQ. There you go. That's the summary of why things went the way they did. But, I mean, there are no situations where a Blitz should be able to push through, take control of the site without there being any real contest other than the one player who died immediately.
Yeah, look. I'm even questioning that very first frag that Az was able to get, because usually, you know, the head of Blitz once he ADSs is quite exposed, so seeing that pulse got fragged out quite quickly is a bit of a head scratcher there. Apart from that, look, for Viking Army, they still got that 2-round buffer. They could still come out swinging, and it seems like maybe for Radical Rebels here, an idea of maybe going in for swings even harder could be also the play, but given the fact that for poor Zero Prince, poor Allura, just they can't seem to be able to find a ground, quite a few rounds felt like it was more so a 3v5 as it's just running around. Like, come on, get it, open up, open up, open up. Oh no.
Gone again. I mean, it's only the 3rd kill in the round, but it feels like there's just been so many of them. Losing Corvice, who currently tied for top frags on the side of Radical Rebels. Viking Army, I mean, they're making quick work of this one.
Absolutely. Viking Army just feeling so much more coordinated, it feels, as well, against RDC, who just seeming to have quite a few issues in the communication department. But I say that C4 should have claimed the kill onto Ellie, but that puts her at a severe health disadvantage.
Yeah, and well, Az going to look to push on further, finds a kill for herself. That's the second of the round. Zero unsuspected that kill. A weird one, so Zofia off the board. Az, look, yeah, she's going to take that gunfight every single time. Pistol out, trying to spray through, but it's Alora to provide support. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter. It's a quick trade, a flurry of trades, in fact, as we see one drop down either side, leaving it in the hands of Mystic on the flank. She does find the kill on the gun, and Ellie as well. So now only a single round separating the teams going into the final round of the half.
Mystique going absolutely huge. Just doing some phenomenal job. But I do want to say the fact that both of the rounds were clutched out by Mystique, and those were the 2 rounds that Radical Rebels managed to score, is a sign for a mild amount of concern. I will say that. It's something that I reckon it's a good thing for Mystique that she can quite consistently pull off these kinds of plays, but in saying that, Radical Rebels need to make sure that they maybe even a bunch of changes in roles could be in place, because letting, say, somebody like Corvise die quite early on, that's not particularly good. Zero Prince been put on quite a few quite important in the long run roles, but unfortunately getting fragged out a fair few times on the defense right before the very important push happens is another problem. And it's just those all compounding small issues, something that RDC certainly need to look into going further into their next matches. But for the time being, as long as they can nail at least some form of coordination, I'd love that.
It's exactly it. I mean, it makes it doable, of course. The 2-3 half, and the fact that they were able to bounce back the way they did. I mean, they're finding the right marks that they need to. Unfortunately for them, it is a case of Viking Army have started off on the attack. They then head over to the defense, which more often than not seems to be the favoured side for ANZ teams. They just feel that much more comfortable on the defense. So hopefully that is not, the crux that will spell doom for them. But at the moment, an equal half for Radical Rebels is exactly the territory you want to find yourself in.
Oh yeah, absolutely. For Radical Rebels, this will be a huge step up. They would need to make sure that this is as equal of a conclusion for the first half as it can possibly be, because attack is going to be rough. I'll say that straight off the bat. If Viking Army makes it a 4-2 scoreline, this is going to be theirs for the taking, this whole map.
Well, M is in, obviously, first force sight. They're going to look to clear things out so the drones can now get deeper with that mute jammer being removed. As primed and ready, looking to get aggressive through the service door. But
I mean, look at this ground. Look at just the sheer amount, abundance of it that's just been given away. Usually you would have somebody already by the bakery trying to get into gunfights, but even that has not been done.
What? There's explosions going out. I can't quite say whether that was a frag grenade. There's no nitro cells. All 4 of them are still in pockets. They haven't been used. And no, it was an exothermic in service. There we go. I have it. Finally there. And with a minute 10 only played now, the fact that they have so many avenues in to be able to contest this bomb site, Radical Rebels might let this one slip.
It's not looking really good. If they can find any kind of way of opening up that sidewall into the kitchen, that could be another huge play. But at the moment, being funneled through that one choke point could be an issue. Freezer is still left untouched, so right now it could be a bit of an oversight as Corvise just claims the life of Az.
That's exactly the kind of frag you need to take to open up these rounds if you're Radical Rebels. Az has been a thorn in the side. Unfortunately, not quite as many frags as M has found, but she's one that is not willing to shy away from the gunplay. Mystique finds the second of the round for the Radical Rebels. Unfortunately, it's answered back by 2 as M storms through, bag in double digits. Weird one there, helps secure an 11th kill for M after she downed.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, Zero Prince, who was on the site, they're going to be able to take control. They're going to be able to look for the plant. One player upstairs, one player on red stairs. It has quickly come apart for the Radical Rebels.
That is not good. That retake through the same funneled positions could be an issue. And Ellie, if she nails her shot, this could be huge at that very unconventional position as well. M has been doing a phenomenal job, and Weird One would be quite ready for the gunfight as well. And just like that, 1v3 with 28 seconds to go, all down to Aussie Ash to clutch it out.
Yeah, that was never a fight that Ellie was going to lose. And M, look at hold the angle. We'll find potentially a loss in that gunfight. Is Aussie Ash somehow able to capitalize and take her down? Leaves it to Ellie and Weird One. Nitro Cell toss. But you look at the crossfire. Weird One has the angle, and Ellie marching on through, having taken small bait control, finds the closer. That's a 4-2 half if I've ever seen one.
That was a clean deal there from Viking Army, doing some solid job scavenging. Well, not scavenging. Sorry, it's a bit of a strong statement. But the initial kind of momentum was slowed down a little bit, and they've seemingly acknowledged that Viking Army did a solid job, did their due diligence, opened up, and shout out to M as well for finding those few openings that she did, because that was pretty much the opener that the Viking Army needed for the push. And now with them on the defense, for Radical Rebels, it's looking to be a little bit dire, but I'm liking what they're bringing in. That Zero and Flores is the main two things that I want to outline, and in tandem, maybe even with Finka, those pushes by IQ and Zoff could do quite some damage.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused.
Well, Viking Army looking to head over to the defense, and do you see what I see, Cthulhu? Something down in that bottom right-hand corner of the screen. I am anticipating some aggression out of Az on the dock.
Uh-oh. Wait, I've completely skipped out on it. Was it a shotgun?
No. It's just a dock with an MP5. So, I mean,
yes.
I would be upset if we didn't see it a spawn peek attempt.
Yeah, look, that MP5 could actually dish out a hefty amount of damage, so wouldn't put it past that this could be the case here, could be the play. And look, yeah, there it is. There's the angle. Quite a disgusting one, might I add, and might just have the angle. There is somebody, two people spawned at docks. Can she land a shot? Oh,
they're hesitant. They are seeing the windows open, running out. Oh no! Oh, close by a stream of bullets. And unfortunately for her, she will be not even able to deploy her cams in this round.
Ay, that's not good. That is a lot of damage in the utility department, and Az wants to keep on contesting those angles, despite how quickly she could be overthrown here. But it seems like at the moment this done just the right job at slowing down Radical Rebels, forcing them to re-rotate. And right now Az could find yet another frag, and she do what she does. That's a headshot onto Mystique. That's the big clutch player as well. And now we already see Borderland left with barely any plays themselves.
Oh, the hatch above red opened up as well. Alora is in that position. I think if she sticks her head into the hatch, she is in trouble, and she's droning Newbelk as well. She thinks that someone else is there. Aussie Ash has an idea now that obviously there was some sort of contest coming their way. Now, off of that, Az will be forced away from the position, but that could have been absolute disaster.
100%, but already the damage has been done, the time has been wasted, 2 players found as well on top of that, and quite a hefty amount of utility deleted. So now it's down to essentially Aussie Ash, Alora, and Zero Prince to do all the breaching, all the fragging, and right now, well, with not a whole lot of breaching material, it's going to be even more difficult as Az just keeps on dwindling down those numbers.
She's got 3. Conceivably could find the ace here. Ooh, almost finds her 4th. And Ellie will deny the chance at an ace. It's down to Alora to hold on her own in Cigar Lounge for now. And M even looking to find one of her own with the secondary pistol in play. Alora, oh no, walking back into Cigar Shop. Az dropped with a long range headshot. Unfortunately, Alora no control over that diffuser, and M tucked into the corner. So does Alora know? Pre-fire through. So is anticipating that someone's there. M's going to cop a shot as well. This might be a case of just burning. Oh, no, never mind. I thought it was going to be a case of burning time, but M hits the one tap, crisp and clean.
Yeah, M just doing some absolutely disgusting things with quite a fair few of those plays. She was hunting before for that famous one tap, and finally did manage to claim it. So, well, 5th point for Viking Army, spelling so far quite a confident performance for VA to push themselves further up on the leaderboard, whereas for Radical Rebels at the moment, it is looking very bleak.
Bleak indeed. I mean, it's not over until it's over, of course. We could still see overtime come into play, but Viking Army looking very comfortable. as picks up the Valkyrie. So I'm honestly I'm anticipating even more aggression from here. Some of those external cams before the changes do come through. Where do you reckon? Are we going to see like a cigar lounge spawn peak? Are we going to see a Christmas tree door run out? Do you think?
I'm thinking piano spawn peak could probably there, or maybe even by the minibar as well. Apart from that, I think Viking Army might just ease up a little bit more, given that, well, maybe Gone Walkabouts could have done some job about that, given that I think it is only Oryx with the T5 that has the 1.5 times scope for that gun. But apart from that, no, it seems like it's a very, very dialed down game, and it's just the Viking Army wants to nail their defense down to a T and then play about it.
Nothing. Oh no. Okay, there is a spawn peak in play. Over towards there's two, in fact, in play right now. Gone and M looking for the aggressive angles from the appearance of things right now. Nothing found just yet. In fact, they're looking to get very aggressive. M with the secondary. M is preferring the pistol over the MP5, and I can kind of understand why in some of these situations. Nothing found, nothing gained, and Gone not even running that 1.5 times.
Yeah, it's a bit of a calm before the storm really here between the two teams. At the very least, RDC are not getting caught off on some of those spawn peaks. C4 already wasted by Ellie, and instead it's Az that uses her on C4. That's a goodbye to Allura. Not looking good yet again, and even just before they even made to the roof, it's already a player down.
And an IQ as well. That's pretty rough. They feel the Radical Rebels right now, and as looking for that long-range angle through the new hatch. Corvice, it's a pixel separating her from death right now, looking to get a bit aggressive. The pings to come through. Frag grenade prepped and ready. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it is going to land as scurries away to safety. And you can feel that palpable hesitation from Radical Rebels, and that cam up on the roof is just huge.
Oh yeah, the hesitation is huge here, albeit finally we do see a drop down from Corvice and Aussie Ash to try to get an opening. Zero Prince is the one to try to spearhead the push, but right now if they can take control of the piano, that could have been huge, but I say that Zero falls. Once again, it's a pure domination, and Az wants to keep on applying even more pressure from the outside. It's not looking good at all. VA are just stomping their opponents and looking to claim yet another one, a match point. Ellie is just fiending on the SMG, looking to swing for maybe yet another one.
That secondary hard breach is... Oh, no.
Oh, no.
No, well, Mystique's dead anyway, so she wouldn't have been pinched on. Corvice looking to get aggressive in towards Cigar right now, but we're close to a flawless. Let's ring around the Ozzy. Ali, unfortunately, will be dropped, so no flawless round here in the 8th. But on a 1 versus 4, Corvice with 47 seconds to play, that is a tall task at the best of times. And the lineup, the older, that could be Corvice in trouble, but no. Oh, no! M, no, that is not allowed.
Oh, that's naughty. Oh, that's naughty. Oh, that's naughty. That's disgusting, but also very nicely done. Look, so far, I do want to say, M definitely has earned the MVP for this matchup from me. She's been quite crucial for quite a few of the openers. In saying that, though, the whole Viking Army has been performing really well. Usually we would outline 1 or 2 players and then call it a day and then say, oh, nah, the rest were kind of like, very average. The rest of the team so far have been very equally performing and putting in the time and the effort.
Honestly, at the moment, it's almost just a race for frags. Everyone on the team is like, no, I want these ones. You go find your own somewhere else. And as a little bit upset by that, obviously, as we've seen in the last couple of rounds, she's looked to get pretty aggressive.
Absolutely. Has already on double digits. Amazon 13. Weird one. Unfortunately, I had a bit of a quieter game, but why would you even bother about that, given that your teammates just pretty much can keep on farming some of those frags? For Az, look, with Valkyrie, I definitely think that she could do quite some damage and already an attempt at possible spawn peak, or maybe just the throw out of the Valcam whilst they still can stay online for long.
Honestly, it could even just be mental warfare at the moment. Open the window, make them think there's a spawn peak coming, and they're going to be so hesitant to get inside the building that Okay, yeah, okay. No, it's
Attackers are
going to be a
moving out to
Christmas
locate
tree
a
run
bomb
out
and defuse
with
it.
the cam prepared. Straight onto it. Wrong cam. There we go. Right cam. As is hunting.
Yeah, she's keen. She wants to find some form of frags, but instead it's Mystique. The hesitation actually
dear.
kept her away from that. M finds her own one, and again, that's a huge frag. Probably one of the more impactful ones out of all of them, bar maybe fragging out Corvise. Because with Mystique out of the equation,
Oh, no!
Oh, that's disgusting. She doesn't spot another one by the truck, and that finally does get fragged out, but by this point, damage already dealt.
Yeah, look. Mystique. Well, now Zero is well down. That's diffuser control for Gone too. A Viking Army just really looking to twist the knife right now. They're one round away from picking up the win. They want to make sure that it happens sooner rather than later. I remember someone was saying they needed to go to bed. So I can understand why. Oh, no, Gone. Caught with the Nitro Cell in hand. Brings it to a 2-3-3. So doable, but unlikely.
Yeah, not particularly likely, and look, yeah, with VA still having the player advantage, still, by the way, minute and 48 seconds to go, so plenty of time really to make a push, but Viking Army, they're just chilling, and Weird One might just be able to farm a frag here.
Weird One. Older 556. Just hold down mouse one. Drone there. Good to get aggressive. Decides better of it for now. Scan through. And Aussie Ash trying to find the player. As Weird One stands up and finds her instead. 1 versus 3. At least Alora can look to get in halfway up the white stairs and has that diffuser control back in hand. Actually, no, I think it may have been outside in the first place. And M says, no, this one's mine. Oh, my lord. Good night, Alora.
Oh, jeez. GG, well played. Very dominating victory from VA. It's just M through and through. Well done. Well, not much to be said apart from the fact that it's just, yeah, VA coming into this season swinging.
Swinging indeed. They want to catch up to some of those contenders at the top of the leaderboard. And you look at the numbers, 15 and 5, a 3.0 KD coming in for M. I can do that math. That one's easy. Unfortunately, anything more complex is just a little bit hard. And the 7-2 result for them is pretty huge. Cthulhu, what a map. What a map indeed. They honestly took it up an entire level going into the